Hi guys, welcome to Live with Vi, and if you like what you see, subscribe. So today we're going to go live with Akhil, who is the cyber security manager at EY. Akhil, you've joined in. I'm going to send you a live request now, so you can just accept it. Hi,
Got it.
Akhil.
Hi, what's up?
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm finally okay after getting my Insta back.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Must
So
have been
Akhil,
those
it's
tough 2, 3 days, right?
4 days. Yeah. Because the
Yeah,
thing
4 days.
is, you feel damn violated firstly because my account was like all in one. It was work, personal, plus your work of 4 years all gone, and then you
Right.
see your followers in front of your eyes. That person is deleting all your posts, deleting followers,
Yeah.
unfriending everyone. So yeah, it was very traumatizing. But
Hmm.
and I messaged you at all odd hours. I made Annie call you up.
No, you didn't message me at odd hours. You messaged Shrey at odd hours.
Shreya called us and I made Annie call you up constantly. So yeah, but it was really frightening, and you won't believe the number of people that actually messaged me about it, saying, "What did you do?
Hmm.
What can we do?" Because you never think it's going to happen to you.
Right.
You always feel, "Arey nahi, some random person must have given some OTP and given their password, and they are dumb, and people are
Yeah.
calling them up. It won't happen to me."
Yeah.
And it happened. So, and I just thought it's really important to talk about this. A lot of my friends are influencers and bloggers, and all of them have open accounts. None of them have private accounts,
Okay.
because that's how work is. If you want to make a business account on Instagram, you can't keep it a private account. It has to be an open account.
Of course.
And I just thought that I think we should talk about it. Let's wait till 7 o'clock. I guess we can hear each other well enough.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Guys, so since we are going live at 7, let's wait till 7. We have a minute and then we can start talking about it. I've got a bunch of questions as well. And then we can always answer the questions that people kind of throw out there. So today we're
Sure.
discussing basically about internet security. So be it your Facebook account, be it your Instagram, any way that you can protect your identity online, correct?
Right.
And you deal with that every day, being a cybersecurity at ENY.
Yeah. So we do a whole lot of things. We monitor our clients' IT infrastructure to see whether things are all good, something's going bad. If there's something going bad or something suspicious, we report it, we fix it. So that it's like a proactive thing where
Correct.
you try to figure out whether there's any damage before something
The
really
hack
gets
actually
damaged.
happens.
Yeah, yeah,
But tell me something, how do you know if your account is compromised? How do you see now for someone like me, I didn't know the sites that you sent me to check, right? So how do you
right.
know exactly that your account is compromised?
So I mean, most of
Akhil, you're hello?
just getting a call.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
just turn.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, cool. So there are many ways to find out whether you're hacked. Most social networking websites will email you whenever there's any suspicious activity on your account. Apart from that, it's important to keep checking which new breaches are happening. A very famous online ordering website got hacked a few years ago, and a lot of the data was
Correct.
compromised. A lot of usernames and passwords were compromised. So all that information is public. So you can search on Google the following phrase: "Have I been pawned?"
So can you
PAWNED.
spell
Yeah. So just
PAWNED?
NED. Just search for this. You'll find a URL.
One sec. Can I
Uh,
just let me just write it down in the comment section as well, right? So people
yeah,
can
I'll
read it
just
as
tell
they're
you the
coming.
exact. Yeah, I'll just tell you the exact.
Yeah, so Akhil, why don't you can write type it down in the comment thing so that it's
Yeah. Let me just do
If you can
that.
show us this, the thing also would be great. If just show us the
Yeah,
link.
let me do that. Uh,
Yeah.
so I'll show you the thing first, and then I'll give the link as well. So this is the website. Have I been
Okay.
pawned? Okay.
Okay.
So here you can just simply type your email address. My email
Okay.
address is akhil.babel. I'll hide that.
Yeah.
And I click pond. So now it shows me that, yeah, oh no, 15 breached sites, found 8 pastes. So all these websites, they had compromised data in the past. Here,
Okay.
mid 2018, 2014, etc., etc. And all these websites, they somehow leaked email, geographic locations, names, passwords, for example, phone
Okay.
numbers. So this is how, so for example, if you're using the same password for multiple websites,
I do that.
yeah, that's bad news.
Yeah, I know. I learned
That
it the
is,
very, very, very hard way.
yeah. So I mean, whenever you sign up for a new site, always have a new password. I know it's kind of impossible to
To
really keep track
remember.
of all the passwords.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
the recommendation generally is to use something like a password manager.
Okay.
So what these
But then,
password managers do, yeah.
correct.
So
So the password managers don't get hacked or compromised.
So password managers would have one very, very difficult password, and that would reside on your phone, and you won't need to enter it again and again. It will generally
Okay.
unlock itself with your face or with your fingerprint, and it would keep your password stored in a highly encrypted form on your device.
Okay.
And so whenever you're signing into something, it can also suggest a password to you. So technically, you don't know your password. Only the password manager does. So
Okay,
when you
Akhil, I have a
sign in, it
question.
automatically, yeah.
How to use a password? That's exactly what Akhil is talking about. How we to use a password manager. And Akhil, is there an app you download or
There are
you have?
many options. There are many
Okay.
options available. There is one password. There is Dashlane. There is
Okay.
LastPass. There is BitGuardian. There are plenty of them, and some of them are free. Some of them are paid. I would strongly recommend getting a paid subscription,
Paid one.
so that yeah,
Okay.
so that it synchronizes with your digital life completely. For example, if you're using a Mac, you're using a Windows machine, you're using an Android, you're using an iOS, you're using whatever, it'll have an app on your on that platform, and all you need to do is just it'll sync. It just works,
Okay.
and so whenever you're logging into a website, it'll suggest a very very difficult password which even you'll not know, so that whenever there's a phishing attack, and I'll get to what phishing attacks are in a
Yeah.
bit, uh, you will not enter that password unnecessarily. So there are many ways. I'm on live. Yeah, sorry. So there are many ways through which your accounts get compromised. The primary one, and that was responsible for a very major hack that affected a large number of celebrities a few years ago, is through phishing. So
Correct.
what these guys do is they send emails that look very legit.
You saw my
They look,
email.
yes, and they look like they've come from a very legit source, and they will have a link there. You click that
Correct.
link, and it'll ask for your username and password. You enter your username and password, and it'll say that it's not able to sign in for some reason. Try again later or something. It'll close down, and you don't know it, but your password's actually transmitted to somebody else already.
That's exactly what happened to me.
This
Now tell
happens a
me
lot.
something. How like when I opened that email, it looked exactly from how Instagram would send me the email.
Yeah,
Obviously,
yeah,
when I drilled down and I saw that where the email had actually come from, it was nothing to do with it. How do you
right.
know what are phishing emails? How do you know them? Because Instagram and Facebook, you get so many messages and emails. You're not going to drill down on an email, right?
I know, and that's the hard part. So there are many paid services that remove such emails from your from your email box, but then it's like you're providing access to your entire mailbox to those
Correct.
people. So
Correct.
I'm not very comfortable with that. It's just about being vigilant. For example, I got an email from Amazon. So when get an email from Amazon, there are a few things that I can check, and I'll just show you
Okay.
that.
Yeah, that would be
So
great.
So when so this is a
Yes.
Gmail thing, right? So this is just a normal promotional email
Correct.
that I've got.
Correct.
So I click here, and when I click here, I see that, it's to my email address, which everybody can now see. It's mailed by bounces.amazon.in. It's signed by amazon.in, and it's got standard TLS. So generally, if it's from a legit source, your emails will have a standard encryption. They will come from the known domain.
But Akhil, I
Now,
never drill down like this. So you're saying we
yeah, so
should?
yeah, we should make a habit of this going forward.
Okay. Okay.
And it's very, and they're very smart about it. What happens is,
Yes.
instead of this IN, or if for example there is an I here, they have an I with two dots on top of it. Those localized characters in
So
Latin,
that's what
etc.
exactly happened to me, right? My entire
Yeah,
thing, if you looked at the email, it was absolutely fine, but then it became support dot something
yeah,
something something.
yeah. So it'll generally be some shady domain, which so one way to do it is you copy the domain, and you go to a whois lookup, and a whois lookup is basically something that tells you the
Yeah, Akhil, you
registered
have to really dumb it
information.
down. We none of us
Okay,
are
sorry.
are
I'm sorry.
cyber crime experts. So yeah.
So,
So what do you again slowly? So yours,
yeah. So what you
Chris,
need, what you should do,
I'll post my one sec. Chris, I'll post what the email I got. I sent it to Akhil. Akhil, by chance, do you have the email on your
yeah.
thing which I
Just hang
sent?
on.
Yeah, so Akhil can show it to you. I sent it to him and show them how it initially looks so that you know how. I mean, I didn't do the drill down that he was talking about because it was on my phone and I clicked it and I put in my password because they said that, oh, your account is compromised. Akhil, he's going to talk about how to search
Yeah.
the
So
email.
I will not be able to see that because you sent that email to me. So let me open something that I got
Okay,
myself.
okay,
That will be
correct.
better.
He can't drill down, right?
In fact, let me open something from Instagram.
Okay.
Okay. So this is an email from Instagram, and this is a legit email. So
Yeah,
it will
correct,
generally come from something like no reply at the rate
correct,
email, mail.instagram.com, right?
right,
You click this, and it'll show you everything, every part of that email.
correct.
What you should do is you should copy this. Generally, you should see who has signed this email. Copy
Okay,
this, okay, and now you go
okay.
to a new page, and you do something called a who is lookup.
Who is lookup?
Yeah.
Okay,
Whenever you
okay,
whenever you feel that something shady is happening, you
right,
should do this. Go to any
okay,
of these services, and there you just wait for it to open, and you just paste it here, and you search, and then you'll see that it's registered by Instagram LLC, so this is legit, and
okay,
there shouldn't be a problem. They have the Instagram email address and mailing address, and you can get more information by clicking the captcha there, and you'll get a lot more information. I know some of it is jargon, but mainly what matters is here your
is
registrant
where the domain
organization.
registration.
Yeah, so that you know that it's coming from a legitimate source. Now,
Okay,
a while ago, there were a lot of emails circulating from Air India, where the I in Air India had two dots on it. So it was not really a typical English letter I, it was something else. So and people were sending emails from that saying that, that you will get, that if you register here, you will get free tickets to San Francisco, or you'll get
so
free tickets to,
so
yeah.
so basically these are all phishing emails. The minute you register, but how does that get access to my password?
So when you click that, it'll prompt you for a username and password.
Okay.
And you, being an unsuspecting person, would just enter your username and password thinking that, things are fine. And that's when things really go wrong.
So is there any app besides the who is, you can't have an app that kind of looks out for these emails, right?
Not, I mean, not that I have not used any app per se, but generally you can do this who search on your mobile also. So on
Oh,
your
you can.
web
So
browser, on
Chris, you can
Safari
do
or
on
something.
your web browser as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so now tell me something. What are the biggest tips for us to be wary online, and how do you protect your Instagram and Facebook accounts, most importantly? Because those are the accounts that people put in the most personal stuff, right? Whether it's an open
Right.
account or a block or a private account. Are open accounts more susceptible to hack than a private account, or is it same overall? Like there's no difference between an open account and a private account. How does that work?
Okay. Good. Great question. Open accounts.
Akhil, I've lost you. Hello.
Open accounts and private accounts. Am I back?
Yeah, you're back. You're back.
Hello. Am I back?
You're
Yeah.
back.
Great. So open accounts and private accounts are equally susceptible to hacks. Uh, they're
Okay.
equally secure and they're equally insecure,
Okay.
depending on your habits. The
Correct.
most important thing, of course, is you can use something like a password manager so that you yourself don't know your password. And if you're not very comfortable with that, you can opt in for two-factor authentication. So what
Correct.
two-factor
So that is what
authentication
I
generally
heard.
does?
Yes.
Yeah,
Please, can you walk us step by step with that, Akhil? Because I know a lot of people will be watching, and I will save this IGTV video, but it'll be easier for them to kind of know what you're talking about.
right. So, for example, to start two-factor authentication on maybe Instagram, I
So
don't
that's
have
for.
two-factor on my Instagram as of now, so I'll do it right now, live.
So Akhil, it's for Facebook as well as Instagram, right? The two-factor authentication.
Yeah, so it's for everything, and the steps will more or less be same. It'll
Okay.
just be slightly different depending on what service you're using. For example, Instagram, the menu system will be slightly different, but it'll pretty much be a similar style of doing things. So I'm
Correct.
just logging into my
Akhil, I think we've lost you.
because I logged in using a
Akhil,
Germany-based.
there's no one sec. Akhil, there's no video on.
Okay, is it working now?
No, there's no video.
Is it working now?
No, it's just reloading. So tell me something. Is this for Gmail as well, the two-factor authentication?
Almost
Can we
every
do that for
service that you
Gmail?
use, almost every service that you
Okay.
use on the internet will have a two-factor option.
No, you're stuck.
Because
You're stuck. You're not
am I
back
visible
on.
now? Is it okay now?
Uh, no, it's frozen.
Do you want me to rejoin?
No, don't rejoin. We'll lose this chat. So don't
Okay.
rejoin.
Let me just
Um,
wait. I think I'll be fine, because I can see my video moving. I think something else
no,
is wrong.
just turn it back to you, and then we can.
Can you see this?
No, we can't see anything. You're frozen. The frame is frozen. Guys, can you all see? It's not just me, right?
How about now?
Nope. I think we'll have to log off and log back in. But let me save
I'll
this
do that. I think
video.
there's some problem at my end because I was getting a lot of calls in the middle. So let me just
Okay. So guys, Akhil is going to log back in. I am going to save the entire video. Yeah, I figured we can't see him. So I'm going to save the entire IGTV so we won't lose any of that. Yeah, he's frozen. I told him that. So basically what we, yeah, there he is. We're just waiting for Akhil to get back on. We covered where, oh, there
are
you
we
go.
good?
Perfect. We are
Great.
perfect. We're
Cool.
good.
Okay. So I've just
We were
logged
on the
in.
two-step.
Yeah.
I'm just taking them back. We're now
Uh-huh.
talking about the two-step authentication for your Gmail, Facebook, and Instagram.
Right.
Or for
So
basically most of the stuff that's online right now.
I think let's start with Gmail. Let's start with Instagram. Then
Instagram.
I'll show the thing in Gmail as well. So I don't have two-factor on at the moment on my Gmail. So let
Okay.
me just. So this is my Instagram on my computer. I'll
Right.
click my icon here. I'll go to settings. I'll go to privacy and security.
Right.
That will generally be the place where something like this would be. And login activity. Oh, sorry. I think I've logged in using my Facebook account. So my
But
Facebook account
it
would have
won't
that.
it won't let you do it on Instagram right now because you're live with me. So
Ah,
you won't be able to do that
okay.
right now.
I'm sorry, my first time doing live.
I know, I figured, no worries.
So I'll just show it to you on Gmail, I guess.
Yeah,
So for Gmail, you go to security.google.com,
yeah,
security.google.com, and then it'll take you to this page here. And
correct,
as you can see here, I've got my two-step verification on. So
correct.
you just go here, you just click here, and that's how you can pretty much set up your two-factor authentication. Just follow the instructions on the screen. It's pretty simple.
So it's very, very, very important to have the two-factor on, correct?
Yeah. So there are a
So
couple of flavors of two-factor. One of them is that,
yes,
when you log in, it an alert and then you just approve. But I would
correct.
suggest that you don't do that because you can accidentally approve a sign-in that you don't want to do
Okay.
many times, although it's more
So
convenient.
then,
There is another where you get a code, where there's a code that keeps refreshing every 30 seconds on your phone.
yes.
You can use that. That makes more sense because even when you're not connected to the internet, you'll still have that to log in when your phone is not connected.
Okay.
For example, if you're
So that
traveling, your phone is on flight mode. So yeah.
so that's exactly what I have done. I've done the phone, putting in the number on the phone thing. Now tell me
Okay.
something. We spoke about password managers, okay, which is I've really learned the hard way because my password was same for every damn thing because I
Okay.
would have forgotten. So
Hmm.
you're suggesting I'm just doing a quick recap. So you're suggesting we do a paid password manager app, correct?
Yes.
Okay, now there are these what do you call the two-factor authentication also has this thing called Duo mobile app. Uh,
Yes.
I, so is that good, important? Should we do that? Not
Yeah, Duo
needed?
is fine. So Duo is owned by this company called Cisco, which is a big giant in terms of
Correct,
networking.
correct.
So Duo is great.
Okay,
I use something called Authy, Authy.
okay,
It makes sense for me because I have a lot of devices and I just want to have my my two-factor provider available at all times. I just don't want to
okay.
be dependent on my phone, for example.
So your Authy is your two-factor as well as your password manager, or is just your
No,
two-factor?
it's just my two-factor. For
It's just your
password
two-factor.
manager, I use BitGuardian.
Okay, okay. So anyways, the name I will even type out the names here, but they'll be saved on the video as well.
Yeah.
Now, tell me something. What we spoke about how to detect phishing emails, right? And what are the most common hacking techniques? Is hacking the same as phishing emails, or is there can be another way to hack besides the phishing email?
Yeah. So, okay, great. Very good question. Phishing is a type of a type of hacking technique. It's
Correct,
not the
because
only one. There are many others.
my thing got hacked twice. You know that, right? The first time
Right.
was the phishing email, and the
Yeah.
second time was no email, nothing, and I mean, it went away, like it got hacked
Right.
again. So
Right.
what are the different? That's what I was wondering. What are the two different types of hacking that you can do? I mean, or you can get
Okay.
attacked with.
Yeah. So, of course, one is your passwords getting leaked from another service where you're using a
Correct.
common password. Second is phishing, which we just spoke about. You get a spurious email which looks legit, but it's not. And that's pretty much the only way most of your stuff will get hacked.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, I mean, it's not that easy to hack someone's Gmail account. It's not.
Correct.
Google has
Correct.
enough security protocols in place to prevent that from happening. As long
Correct.
as you're careful about it, uh, yeah, you're safe, at least
So
from
then,
others.
so then you, besides being pretty vigilant about this and not having the same password for every app, email, login account like me, you're pretty much secure, right? If you have your password, the manager, if you have your dual step authentication started on, then you're pretty sorted in the hacking way, correct?
As long as you're careful. Of course, you need to be vigilant about these activity emails that you get. You have to be very, very vigilant. It's not that easy, and it's not just that. There are a lot of so nowadays because things are so available to people, a lot
Correct.
more things are coming up that can compromise your data than ever before. For example,
As in, yeah,
yeah. So people have been using pirated software for ages now. And
Right.
I still remember having a friend who was using pirated Windows at one point of time. Windows XP it was at that time.
Correct.
So those things we have to just stop. Piracy, if you use anything that is pirated, you are simply subjecting yourself to getting hacked or your data getting compromised. So use legitimate software, update your software, update your
Right.
Windows, update your Mac OS, update your iPhone, update your Androids. Don't buy an Android phone from a manufacturer that does not update the security features of the phone periodically. Typically, the features come out every 2 months, and that is how
Okay.
often one should update
Update.
their OS. Yeah.
So,
So
but the thing is, tell me something. Can you get hacked with an SMS?
yes. Nowadays, there are techniques in which you can get hacked using an SMS. Now, what that hack will do is another story. It can simply brick your phone for good for a while till you restore software on it and things like that. You lose all your data that's on your phone. That can
Right.
happen, and that has happened twice at least in iOS in the past, I think, 3 or 4 years. There was a Telugu character at one point. If I sent it to you, it
Right.
could potentially
You
brick your
opened it.
phone yeah, and you would have to restore it and lose your data.
What about the new payment gateways? Because I'll tell you one thing. For work right now, everyone's using only the payment gateways, right? You're using
Right.
your Paytms, your GPays because cash you don't want to handle that much. How do you
hmm
protect yourself against that? Do you use the same? Because I don't think there's any dual authentication there, right?
No, so payment gateways are pretty safe in comparison
Okay.
because
Okay.
they undergo a very strict regulation called PCI DSS. So they have to. That's a very strict checklist or a very strict set of checks that they do and certify these organizations. So Paytm, for example, undergoes PCI DSS certification periodically, and their
Okay.
entire set of internal controls or their internal security is subjected to that audit. So where payment gateways are concerned, I think you don't need to worry about it as much. The more important thing that you need to worry about, especially when you're entering something like credit card information, is
Yeah.
stuff that you have on your computer. That can really
So how do you
put your,
protect that?
as I said, you keep your operating
Again.
system updated. You keep a good antivirus installed on your system. For example, if you have Windows, you can make do with Windows Defender as well. It's a decent enough antivirus as long as you keep updating it. If you have a Mac, you need to keep your Mac updated.
What
So
about Zoom and house party? We heard there was a whole big email and SMS and forward going on that
yeah.
delete house party is going to be hacked. It's going to be hacked. It will hack your phone. What about those? What about apps like those?
So for apps like those on iOS, they pretty much cannot misbehave as much. On Android, they
Okay.
have a little more freedom than that. Uh, so you can use those applications. Just don't keep a password that you would normally keep for something more
Got
something
it.
more yeah something more
So I
something that you use on a daily basis. Don't keep
daily
that
basis.
password.
Correct.
Yeah, keep a separate
So
password. Keep a burner account for
iOS
that.
has its own password manager. Is that good enough? There's a question on
Yes.
the.
If as long as you're in the Apple ecosystem, as long as you're using a Mac, as long as you're using an iPhone, as long as you're using an iPad, you should be fine with that.
Okay.
It works just fine.
Uh, there's another question for non-iPhone. Should you find your phone app be downloaded and installed in case you lose your phone? Because
Uh,
iPhone users have their Find Your Phone app.
Find your phone app. So Google
Yeah.
also has a Find your Android app
Okay.
baked into the operating system nowadays.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
But of
that
course, it
question.
doesn't work as good as the iPhone version
iPhone app.
because iPhone is more closed. It's a more closed system where
Correct.
for example, if I steal your phone, you have an iPhone and you have Find My iPhone on, and if I steal your phone, I can't do anything with it. I can only
Correct.
salvage it for parts
Correct.
at best because I need your Apple ID password to activate it.
To activate.
And
So that means an
thankfully, people
iPhone
have not
is,
been able to get past that.
but that means an iPhone is definitely more secure than Android, right?
Because it is more locked down, because it is more closed by design, it is a little more secure. But that being said, I'm not no hate for the Android fans there. Android is very capable, very good. You just have to be careful about what you're doing. You don't install applications from outside the Play Store, and the regular stuff. Keep it updated. The problem with Android phones is that they don't release updates after 2 years. So every 2 years or every year, you need to upgrade your phone if you want to be secure. On
Correct.
iPhone,
So
on the other hand, you get updates
it's
for five
constant.
years. Yeah, it's for
Exactly.
5 years. So even today, you'll get an update for an iPhone 5S, which was released years ago.
Okay, I'm going through questions. I think we've pretty much covered everything, but I'm just going. So this question, I think Chris asked before, it's easier to look for these hack. I mean, who the website that who is it and all on the phone or a laptop. I think phone is the same thing as a laptop, right? It's
It's
easy
pretty
on
much
both.
the same, yes.
Same thing. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
But of course, a
Uh,
laptop will give you a lot more visibility because a lot more data is visible on it
but at
by
least for
design.
if an immediate check has to be done, then at
Yeah, you
least
can do it on
you
your phone.
can do it on your
Absolutely.
phone.
Yeah.
Okay. Who is the domain name? He's already showed that, so that is taken care of. I'm just going through all the questions that we've missed.
Who is
Um,
is basically like a domain directory where you can get
correct.
register our information. Yeah.
Phishing attacks using known names. That's exactly what happened to me. Phishing attack was the phishing attack is using known names, right? They will use an Instagram or a Facebook
They
or
will
a
use something that looks like an Instagram domain, but it's not. So
correct.
you'll find a lot of emails coming from Nigerian princes asking for
Of
money and things like that.
of people
So
asking for money and someone leaving you $100 million in your will.
yes,
How to use password manager? I think you walked us through it. It's a couple of different apps that you can download, and they're paid as well as free,
yeah.
so you can.
Just follow the
Uh,
instructions on the screen. They're very easy to use and they're very intuitive nowadays. I mean, earlier they were very difficult and they were a pain to use, but now they're very easy. You just follow the instructions. Use a good one. Yeah, the built-in iOS one works perfectly. The built-in Android one works pretty good too. But if you want something that integrates with your computer as well as your phone, you need to use something third party. Unless you're using an Apple computer and an Apple phone, then that's fine. But if you're using a Windows computer and an Apple phone, that may not sync as well. So at least as of now, it doesn't.
okay, so basically we've covered everything that we can think of, right? As of now, this video will be saved on IGTV. Akhil, I think you've done a fab job by
Thank you.
explaining to us what we can actually do to secure ourselves because we are online all day long. As Kunal says, I live my life on Instagram more than I live it at home. So, and I've really been good about it. I've got the dual authentication done. I've downloaded the
Good.
Duo
Great.
mobile. I'm going to get the password manager as well.
Right.
Thank you
You
so
can use
much.
the built-in iPhone password
I
manager. I
will
think
do
that will work perfectly for you.
that works. Yes, yes, I'm going
Because
to do
most of
that.
your things are on your phone, right? So
Everything's on
it
my
makes
phone.
sense.
I don't even use the laptop anymore. So Vivan just taken over my laptop. So everything's on the phone. Yes, this will be posted on IGTV. I know Akhil, he was fabulous. I agree, super stuff,
Thank
awesome.
you.
I agree completely. I'm reading out the messages.
Oh,
Akhil, if you look down, you the comments down.
yeah, I
It's the
can
first time
see them.
Instagram live for him.
I'm sorry, I'm an Instagram boomer.
And thank you so much for doing this. Thank you so much for coming on live for the first time
Thank you so
ever.
much for having me.
Hey guys, thank you for logging into Live with Vi. Subscribe to see more videos.